Hey guys, what's going on? Darren here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the F1 22 My Team Career Mode. And this time we're at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last video, go back, go check it out. It was a double header. We had the Belgian Grand Prix and the Dutch Grand Prix, and that was pretty much due to the fact that Belgium lasted all of like 5 laps due to an issue with the gearbox causing us to retire. But this time we are at Monza, and hopefully this time around we can actually have a full race without any issues. To do that, we need to hope that the gearbox survives and also the power unit itself survives. So far this year we've had 2 retirements, and both of them have been down to gearbox issues. So it does seem the gearbox is the weakest component of the car, and hopefully we can get that sorted as time goes on. But yeah, you can see it right now. We are just doing the Pirelli Hot Lap challenge, which was the rival duel. And as usual, I'm only showing you round 3 because that's really the most fun one, where you've got to actually overtake Tremblay on track, which we did with ease. It's time now for qualifying. Guys, why did you not clean my car? My car looks like absolute dirt and you didn't bother to clean it. Well, it was nice to know that the mechanics were too busy probably trying to fix the car, because I think I did crash in practice, to bother actually trying to clean the car. So, we're running qualify with a dirty car. Thanks Pulse Motorsport boys, very nice of you guys. So here we are now in qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix. And this is one of the most fun qualifying sessions of the season for me. Monza, it's always a blast to drive around. It's an easy track to do, but when it does get tricky in the chicanes, you are really struggling for grip. We are running 0-0 wings, and it's the first time this season that I've actually gone for the 0-0 setup, because we just need maximum speed. We need as much straight line speed as possible, because the AI have ridiculous amounts of speed and they get some really good traction out of corners, so we need to counteract that with 0-0 wings and have the least amount of drag as possible. But it does mean through some of these chicanes it is a little bit tricky, a little bit squirrely on the exit, but yeah, thankfully at corners like this at the Parabolica, they're so fast that even with 0-0 wings we've got all the downforce in the world, and it looks like we're able to do a 122.4. And yeah, that was our first lap, so we went again later on, and this is our final lap in qualifying. And you can see at the exit of the Ascara chicane we have a spin and we hit the wall, and that is the end of our qualifying session. It's P22 for Monza.
It's time for the Italian Grand Prix once again here at the beloved and iconic Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. The lowest downforce and drag of any circuit in the season, expect to see drivers making the most of the slipstream effect here today. With top speeds up to 215 and an average lap speed of around 155 miles per hour, Monza's reputation as one of the fastest circuits in the sport is well earned. We have 11 corners on this 3.6 mile track, with the best overtaking chance coming into the heavy braking zone of the Turn 1 chicane. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo, and Fernando Alonso. Leclerc, Gasly, Norris, and George Russell. Stroll, Albon, Valtteri Bottas, and Magnussen. Bennett, Joe, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Esteban Ocon and Sebastian Vettel. Latifi, Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, they've taken a grid penalty, and Théo Pourchaire. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Despite qualifying down in P22, we're actually starting the Grand Prix in P15 thanks to grid penalties, so that's excellent. Anyway, it's lights out and away we go, or at least away the top 14 and Zhou Guanyu go. Didn't exactly get off to the best of starts there, but into turn 1, into the first chicane, we go down the inside, past several cars, and that gets us up into P11. Can we make it stick? Oh, even P10. Beautiful stuff. Into the Curve Legrand now. We got George Russell. He's got around the outside. He's going to have the inside for the next chicane. I believe it's the Della Roggia chicane. And can he make it stick down the inside? No, he tucks in behind us. So we get through past George Russell, and that is us up into P10. Has got now into the 2 Lesmos for the first time here at Monza. And we have got into the points. That's Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2 on the exit. Is Russell going to be able to get us? He gets a better exit than us. And now down the straight. Is he going to be able to look for a move around the outside? Because we've got the inside line into Ascari. No, he can't. So that's us up to P10. Has gone out to lap number 5. A bit of a hard cut there. Must have forgot to put the transition in there, which was very nice. So yeah, up to P10. And you can see we've got the slipstream and DRS for the first time in this Grand Prix. We've got the slipstream and DRS on Pierre Gasly. Can we look for a move down the inside into turn 1? No, we're just a little bit too far back. But look at what's happening in front of us. Alonso, I think that's Ricciardo, and Charles Leclerc. They are scrapping really aggressively. And what that is doing is that is holding them up and meaning that I can catch up to the back of Pierre Gasly. And now we caught up to the back of Pierre Gasly, who's also caught up in the back of this fight between Ricciardo Alonso and Charles Leclerc. It looks like Leclerc now has got in front of Daniel Ricciardo, and let's see if Charles Leclerc can now break Daniel Ricciardo. This is a bad result for the Tifosi. The Tifosi are hoping here that Charles Leclerc can continue his winning form, but it looks like that he is not doing that at the moment, as he has fallen back into, what's that, P6 versus his teammate Carlos Sainz, who is all the way out in front and leading this Italian Grand Prix. And at the exit of Ascari there, we get a bit of a bad exit, as I struggle to speak there. Yeah, we get a bad exit from Ascari, and that allows George Russell there to maybe look at going for a move down the outside into the Parabolica, but he can't do it. But you can see now we're going to get the slipstream and DRS on Pierre Gasly. And can we go for a move maybe down the inside into turn 1? It's going to be a brave move if we go for it. And we are going for it. We're going to go down the inside past Pierre Gasly. He gives us the space. And through we go past the Frenchman. And that is us up now to P9 here at Monza. That was a brave move. And George Russell was also able to find a way there past Pierre Gasly and get himself up to P10. I see now he's got to lap number 8. And what's that there? That's Fernando Alonso. Alonso, what's happened to him? He's in the corner. What happened to Alonso? We're going to take a look at it now at the replay. On Alonso, it looks like he dropped it, did he? Yeah, he did, Alonso. Oh, he just got on the curb and spun the Alpine around. And Alonso loses a position. That is us up to P8. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered. And the safety car's been deployed. Safety car is out in this Grand Prix. That must be because of Alonso's spin. And at the end of lap 9, into the pits we go, just like everybody else, diving into the pits, and we're going to go in for a set of hard compound tyres. And those hard tyres should take us to the end of this Italian Grand Prix. It's a good stop, and we get out there just behind Daniel Ricciardo, so that's P8 on the exit of the box. And yeah, we're in P8 for the second half of this Italian Grand Prix. And these hard compound tyres are going to have to take us until the end of the Grand Prix. Has gone out towards the end of lap 10. Safety car is coming in, and the Italian Grand Prix is about to get back underway. And let's see what can happen then. Can we get a good restart here at Monza? It is vital, I think, for us to get past Daniel Ricciardo and get a good restart here. And you can see that we're looking for it. We're going to look for a move. The safety car is in. We got the slipstream and the ERS turned up. Oh, we're going to be able to look for a move down the inside. We were looking for it. But we're going to have to go for a dive bomb into turn 1. If we're going to do it on Ricciardo, we need to do it as quickly as possible. Through we go, past Ricciardo. And are we even going to be able to get Charles Leclerc? That is championship leader, Charles Leclerc. And Leclerc clatters into the side of us on the exit. But we do get past Charles Leclerc. Do we know Leclerc in that Ferrari? Just able to get back past us. That Ferrari is an absolute rocket ship. And there's not much we can do about Charles Leclerc. We looked for a move maybe down the inside, but that Ferrari so good on the brakes, able to get back past us, and Charles Leclerc is P6, but that is us now up to P7 here at Monza, and that is exactly what we would like to see, especially having Daniel Ricciardo behind us. Ricciardo is very slow in a straight line. The McLarens are typically slower in a straight line, I should say. Since this patch, they are much faster cars, but they are very draggy in a straight line, and because of how draggy they are, that does mean that they are slow once we get up to top speed. So thankfully, having Ricciardo behind us, actually a bit of a blessing having Ricciardo back there, because he can't do too much about us. And you can see there, look at that, he can't get us even with Slipstream. Ricciardo can't get us, so we are fairly safe from Daniel Ricciardo. As into the pits comes Charles Leclerc, so it must be Leclerc there who hit the side of us at the exit of turn 1, and he's broken his wing, and into the pits he comes. And also Théo Pourchaire also diving into the pits, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame to see our teammate in the pits, but I guess there's not really that much that we could have done about that. So Théo Pourchaire coming into the pits now as we go to lap 17. And look what's happening here. We are closing up to Sergio Perez, Lando Norris, and Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari, he's going a little bit slowly. Carlos Sainz was leading the early stages of this Italian Grand Prix, but since the safety car, he's actually dropped back a little bit, and now he's lost the lead. He was leading the race, and now he's down in third. And not only is he third, he's holding up Lando Norris and Sergio Perez, and look at that, Norris just in front was looking for a move there on Carlos Sainz. So Sainz is really struggling in this Italian Grand Prix, but Norris got a bad exit from Ascari, and that means now Sergio Perez is going to be looking for a move. He's going to look to go around the outside on Lando Norris. Can he make it stick? It's a long way round, but Sergio Perez has done it. What a move there by Perez to get past Lando Norris and up to P5. I say to P4 even in this Italian Grand Prix, but Norris is going to be coming back at Sergio Perez. Can he make it stick? We're just watching from behind, and we're just watching the carnage unfold. But Norris has gone all the way around the outside. He's made it stick past Sergio Perez. Norris back past there, Sergio Perez, and now Norris is coming back at Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz has not been able to break Lando Norris in this Grand Prix, and that means that what is happening here is Carlos Sainz is holding up Lando Norris and also Sergio Perez, and what that is doing is that is bringing them back to me as well. So for me, this is absolutely perfect, seeing these guys just squabbling really hard. It's just meaning that I'm able to stick with these guys, and really if we're lucky, we could actually score a podium here at Monza, which is just unbelievable to imagine. There's no way we should be fighting for a podium, but if these guys keep squabbling, we might actually score a podium here at Monza, which is just insane to think about, guys. And look at this now, Sergio Perez on Carlos Sainz. He's going to be looking for a move. He's gone right around the outside of Ascari past Carlos Sainz. What a move there by Sergio Perez. Hit the like button, guys, if you're enjoying this video, because we're seeing some great racing, okay, from the AI, but we're seeing some great racing from the AI here today. And Sergio Perez went right around the outside of Carlos Sainz, and I don't think Sainz can do anything about it. He's going to get the DRS now, but yeah, surely there's not that much Carlos Sainz can do about Sergio Perez. And no, there's not. There's not really anything he can do. And Sainz now has lost out to Sergio Perez, and we're closing up on Carlos Sainz as well. What is going on here? We are closing up now to the back of Carlos Sainz. Sainz is really struggling here for grip, and he's dropped off the back of Sergio Perez, and because of that, we've now got the DRS, the ERS, and the slipstream on Carlos Sainz, who's got none of that. And we're going to go for a move now on Carlos Sainz, and we're around the outside. It's going to turn to the inside. Sainz hits the curb, hits us, but we've got the inside now for the exit of the chicane. And through we go past Carlos Sainz. There's our teammate Théo Pourchaire for some reason looking for a move. Like, dude, you're a lap down. Don't try and overtake us. What are you doing? But yeah, we get through past Carlos Sainz, and that is us up now to P5 in this race. But Sainz, he's going to be coming back at us now. And Sainz, he's going to be coming down the inside, is he? Into the Parabolica. Can he make it stick around the outside? No, he can't. It doesn't look like he can, or can he? Yes, he can. Sainz down the inside of the Parabolica, makes it stick. But we're going to get the DRS on Carlos Sainz. And with overtake up to full, we're going to go straight back past Carlos Sainz. And that is us up now, back up to P5. And the question is can we make it stick? Well, the answer is yes, we can. As Max Verstappen wins the Italian Grand Prix. And that is exactly what he needed if he's to have any chance in this World Championship. Max Verstappen wins. And we hold on for 5th place here at Monza.
Race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Tell me, Ant, how do they manage to achieve this win?
I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on track was: speed. I know it sounds like an awfully reductive statement, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team.
Oh, the Tifosi will absolutely hate this podium. 2 Red Bulls on the podium and Lewis Hamilton. It is a Tifosi nightmare here at Monza, especially with Charles Leclerc not scoring points. But Max Verstappen did, and Max Verstappen has won the Italian Grand Prix, and that is exactly what he needs, as I was saying, for his championship charge. So Max Verstappen wins the Italian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton in 2nd place. Sergio Perez is 3rd. Lando Norris is 4th. We are 5th for Pulse Motorsports. Carlos Sainz, despite pole position, finishes in 6th. Daniel Ricciardo down in 7th. George Russell in 8th. Kevin Magnussen 9th. And Valtteri Bottas rounds out the top 10. And one driver did not finish, and that was Charles Leclerc. In the Drivers' Championship, the lead at the top has come down to 83 points with Charles Leclerc. He's still got a sizable lead, and I don't think Max will close it, but you never know what could happen. And we move up to P11 in the Drivers' Championship. In the Constructors, Pulse Motorsport now moves up to 7th in the Constructors with 31 points. And that does put us ahead now of Haas. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. And I'll see you again soon for the next round at Singapore. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.